Hello everybody, this is Nicole with HelpMamaRemote.com, and I told you this week I wanted to just spend a week talking about gardening since we're almost winding down to the end of the gardening season. We're like 1 week away from fall. At the beginning of the gardening season, I share with you 5 steps to create a gardening budget and how to stay on track. So I wanted to do a follow-up and hold ourselves accountable. Did we stay on track with our gardening budget? If we didn't, what happened that took us over our gardening budget? And I'd like to ask you, did you create a gardening budget this year and did you stay on track? Like I stated in the last video, and I also have a link to my blog. I'll put a link below to my blog. But what I was saying that me and my husband, we had 2 separate budgets because he does most of the gardening as far as purchasing anything dealing with the vegetable garden, as well as I had a separate budget for anything doing with beautifying the garden, perennials, annuals, things like that, anything dealing with decorating the garden. So we had 2 separate budgets, and what we had to do is turn in our receipts if we purchased anything so we could keep up with what we were purchasing and did we stay on track with what we were supposed to do. So pretty much we did very well with staying on track and staying on budget. But one thing that took us over budget within my husband's in his kind of vegetable area, but it really wasn't a biggie. We purchased this year a greenhouse. We got it from Big Lots. Can't even remember how much it was. Maybe $50. And I think what happened was I saw the greenhouse at Big Lots. My husband asked me to get it, so I got it. It was a smaller one. When we went back to Big Lots, I think just like to look around and see what else they had, we saw a larger one that may have been about $20 or $30 more. So we returned the smaller one, purchased the largest one. Now, it was good. It did really well for the beginning of the garden season. However, it did not last. It did not hold up. By the time summer, we were in full summer, the greenhouse was pretty much, you couldn't do anything with it. There was no more tacking it and holding it together because it had like a plastic outer shell, and it had links to connect, the greenhouse. So we had started doing research, looking on YouTube to see what other greenhouses were out there. We both wanted something that was going to be more stable, something that was going to last longer, because we did not want to purchase a greenhouse every year. It just doesn't make sense. $100 on a greenhouse every year is not acceptable. So we started looking, and seeing that what was pretty much trending as far as greenhouses were the Harbor Freight greenhouse. Okay. So we did a little more research, looking into it and things like that. Now, there were some little things about the greenhouse a lot of people seem to complain about was the instructions and putting it together. Okay. So come to find out, there's a Home Depot near us, not far, maybe 3 miles at the most. And when I was riding by one day, I saw a new Harbor Freight. So I thought it was awesome that we would not have to order the greenhouse online and have it shipped. So that would save on shipping. So we went, did a little research. We saw the greenhouse, and eventually the greenhouse went on sale. I think we ended up paying like $300 for the greenhouse. So that's where we went over budget by having to purchase another greenhouse. We could have saved $100 and had that $100 go toward the Harbor Freight greenhouse. It would have been cool. However, we learned a lesson. We learned not to purchase cheap items just to like hold us off. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to save up the money and go ahead and invest in something. Well, it doesn't hurt at all to invest and go ahead and purchase something that is a better quality and it's going to last a little bit longer. So that was how we went over budget. I do believe we stayed on track because we didn't grow anything that we did not have on our list this year. A couple things we ended up growing were some spaghetti squash that my daughter had planted in her little cupcake greenhouse, and we ended up planting in her garden, which it was okay because we didn't plant any squash in our garden. So that was pretty much it. So I think we did excellent. we do have some, as we were gardening this year, we saw goals that we need to look forward to doing next year for our garden. After the season is totally over, me and my husband will come back and share with you what we learned from gardening this year and what we want to try to accomplish next year for gardening. So that is my talk for today. Like I say, I believe we stuck to our budget and we stayed on track. However, going out to purchase something that was a better quality and was going to last longer, and we caught it on sale, so we're not buying a greenhouse every year. So I really thought that was a good deal that we got, and it set us over a little bit, but it was okay. Next year we will not have to buy a greenhouse. All right, this is Nicole with HelpMamaRemote.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Bye-bye.